I'm going up there?
Yeah, come on.
Yes, you're coming up here.
What's up? One of the writers, director, and editor of the film.
Hi, I'm Lara Jean. I'm one of the actors of the film.
Hi, I'm Shaun, one of the writers. Trust Issue, this is the film that Shaun and I wrote back in 2014. Basically, it's kind of based off of an old relationship I was in where we was at a movie theater in our car, the battery went dead, and me and the girl was kind of in a serious situation, the car battery went dead, so we was kind of going, this kind of tension and stuff building up, and then me just being me, I kind of made a joking comment, and she started laughing back at it like, why would you do that right now? In this serious thing, that kind of made my this crazy brain kind of explode. So that night, I went home and I just was like, just going crazy doing my part, and I sent it over to Shaun, like, hey, I got this idea for the script. And Shaun was like, all right, cool. And then him and I worked, like 2 days later, we got the script. And the thing is though, that this version that you saw, the original script was only 7 pages. Like, it was only done in the desert. But then we went to go revamp it back in February. It was like, we had one girl, I thought she was gonna call Melody. She kind of changed it up where we went with that store scene. We ended up, this is my crazy brain. Shaun kind of helps keep me calm down. Because I'm the type that'll be on some stuff like, we gotta have Optimus Prime come through, then we gotta have Godzilla show up, then Robocop's gonna pop up, and then the movies are gonna run across, and Shaun be like, man, you gotta remember what kind of budget we got. So that's when I gotta calm it down a lot. But if you read the original script too, that was the one thing about Laura is, in the original script, the girl was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. And then, through another mutual friend, she introduced me to this one girl, Jen, and then Jen ended up liking something on my Instagram page, and then Laura went and liked something, and I saw Laura, and I was like, oh man,
Instagram.
I saw Laura on Instagram, and I was like, man, she could fit for this Megan role. Like, it kind of gave me a different perspective on the look of it, but I just saw her like her modeling stuff. I didn't see none of her acting stuff yet. So then one day Laura posted like a little 1-minute clip of her in this movie, and I saw her different emotions go through that, and that's when I was like, this the girl for. So that's when I kind of we kind of started messaging back and forth on Instagram, and that typical thing where I know she get random dudes that just be DM her random stupid stuff. So that's why I kind of had to let her know. I had to let her know, no, I'm actually serious with the film. And I kind of sent her all the stuff, and that's when she looked, and we kind of went back and forth. And when I sent her the script, she was like, oh yeah, I gotta do this. And that's when it all kind of worked. She's in San Francisco, and she came all the way down before the project and stuff. That's how much she believed in the film and everything. And it was one of those things too, I will say this, and Shaun to know, and Wiz do too, the thing about this trust issues is we did a lot for it, but I will say we went from a 3-day shoot to a 2-day shoot, and this was my hardest film I ever shot, because the Friday before we shot this film, I ended up finding that's why I had the stuff at the end when it's giving a tribute. In March, my boy Joe Brandon had passed away from cancer, but then that Friday, literally before we shot that Thursday, I ended up finding my close friend for 20 years, like a brother. I ended up finding my boy Fleet dead. I was right there to see him die. It was a tough situation where it was literally I was just sitting in the house in the dark, and I kind of could tell because everybody stopped kind of hitting me up on a daily, because I know they was kind of worried about is he gonna do this? Because that was a drastic situation. But out of nowhere, I can hear Fleas just be like, man, dude, I know you're not gonna shoot this movie because of me. You better get up and do this. And I literally just hopped up and just was going 100 miles an hour. And when we were shooting the scene when she got killed, we was in the desert, and there was one point where I literally, that's why afterwards I apologized to him, because there was one point literally I looked across the desert at my car, and I was just gonna walk off, because I felt like my whole world was just closing down on me, because it was one of those things where every personal project I ever did, either Wiz or Fleas was there, and it was tough for me to look around there and like not see them there, and I knew the reason why neither one of them was there on my set. So like it was hard for me to focus in. You know, when you're on a set, like everybody's talking, giving their advice, and that's one thing about me. I'm one of those directors. I like for everybody to like give me their advice and stuff, and like it was kind of thing when everybody was hitting me with different ideas and stuff. And I kind of was starting to kind of, it's like the whole world was closing in on me. And I just was like, I was getting ready to say like, F this and this. Go to my car, just drive off and just leave and not even say nothing. But then I can hear Fleetings be like, man, dude, you better do this. And that's when I just snapped back and I was like, okay, let's go. And we got it knocked out. And like, the crazy thing is like, everybody keeps saying like how quick I got it done. We shot it made for 2 days and like, you know, this is the final project right here. And like, to me, they keep telling me, they'll tell you, I always keep saying like, I feel like I took too long to get it done because I work quick and like this is the first project Laura and I did together and she on the shoot. She tell you now, like I shoot the edit. Like if we do like 5 takes or something, I may only take 2 words of the first take and then I take a reaction from John on this other take and then I take another line from this. Like I'm already cutting the project in my head as we film it. So they'll be like, are you sure that's good? I'll be like, oh yes. I'm already just connected the dots as we filmed. I already know like, I'm just taking this part, I'm just taking that, I'm just taking this. Like, I don't care about this other stuff. I just want to make sure you got a good line right here.
You shot that scene of us on the ground.
Yeah.
He shot it once every angle. That was it. Three takes. And he was like, we're good, we got it, we're done.
Yeah, they was like, you sure? You sure? I'm like, yeah, we good.
Me before, I was like, are you sure?
Yeah, I just knew exactly what lines I was going to use and take. That's why I was kind of knew, like, okay, we got that one. I know I'm going to cut to this scene. I know I'm going to cut to this. I know I'm going to cut to that. So we got to go. Like, I already had it in my head. And, like, everybody would be like, oh, man. Like, and Shaun knows he worked with me forever. So Shaun would be like, yeah, let's go. He'd be like, let's go to the next one. Like, he just listened to me while I would tell him stuff. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. And, I let them talk. I let them get it going.
You know, with his friend Fleazy and everything, he I can tell, he's a little nervous. He worked his butt off, and he thinks that he didn't, but he did. He thought he wouldn't be able to do the project, and he thought we wouldn't, you know, he kept thinking that we thought he wasn't at his best because we would think less of you because you were going through this, and I think because of it, all of us, and Shaun can say it, all of us were just like, let's go, and we wanted to make sure that you got what you need to get done for not only for you but for your family and everything that you're going through, because this meant so much to everyone. And I think for everyone that has projects can say the best comes from finding the right people, and you can get things done when you find the right people. So when sound guy shows up drunk, and you know, it does kind of put a damper on things. So when you find your people, and I tell Andretti this all the time, it's like, I had such an amazing experience with you, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. So when you find your people, stay with them and help each other.
I'm not willing to let Shaun off the hook. So Shaun, I have a question.
Okay.
The question, Shaun, is how did you meet Andre?
Yes.
And what is your role in the movie?
Well, I'm the asshole with a toothpick in his mouth. That was a fun little shot. I met Andretti. I came out here from Florida in 2009. And Craigslist ad, short film. He was a director on it. He was casting for a feature film. He wanted
Well, really, that was the first project.
Yeah.
And Shaun walked on set. I was casting for this one horror film, and that was the only character I didn't have cast yet. And Shaun walked in on his other film that I was DPing, and I was like, this guy may work for it. And then I kind of was an a-hole on that set where I stepped over the director's foot, and I would kind of be giving Shaun direction. Even though I was with the camera guy, I'd be like, hey man, I hope you don't like this and do this and step in like this. Like I started directing to see what kind of direction he would take. And that's when I went for it. And I was like, hey yo man, you know, I'm casting for this movie. come to the casting call, but don't say you know me. I want to see how the other people involved, like Will, so he was there. I just want to see how everybody else would gravitate to him. And he came into the casting and he killed it. And like the producer and everybody else was like, hey yo, this one Shaun got. And I was like, perfect. And then he came for that and like, yeah, we just linked up and that's like my brother now. We do everything. Like,
10 years, I think. So, yeah, I would say maybe, I don't know, we all go through something, and fortunate for us, we have a group to where we can turn that pain into art. We all have a story. We all see the world through our own eyes, and sometimes we forget that other people, everybody has their pain, and it's just nice to see people transmuting that into something beautiful. So, you know, we have a platform, and let's use it. And I'm gonna do a little plug too. So, I have a movie out right now, a horror film from the director who did the Saw movies. So you can find that. It came out in theaters earlier, and now it's in Amazon. It's gonna be coming to Netflix soon. So if you guys want to look out for that, be much appreciated.
What's it called?
St. Agatha. It's about nuns, psychopathic nuns. Kids as well. So
As a nun?
I am it's quite great. So yeah, I think together we have over 20 screenplays written. So I would say never stop writing. You may write 50 screenplays and only get one made.
and that's the thing about this trust issue one is like, we got tons of scripts, and like my boy that produced this film, I sent him like 6 scripts, and trust issue was the last one I sent him. And this was the one he hit me back with. I was like, and when I told Shaun, I was like, hey yo, man, my boy, you want to do trust issue? Shaun was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And it's history now. It's like, I still sit back at times like, I can't even believe we did this script. Because how it came about. Like, if you read the original script compared to what is on screen now, yeah, it's night and day compared to, like we had to change up the stuff because like we had a Ja Rule line in there because in the original one it was the Jared Fogle stuff. That's how old it is. And like even like with Donald Trump, we switched that up, and like the Tom Brady thing was more about the flag football instead of the 6 rings and stuff. Like we had to go in and like make things more modern when we were shooting it now because people know about Jared Fogle now. And then that was one thing too, Shaun and I kind of went back and forth on with, he wanted to do something about the Leave Neverland, the Michael Jackson documentary. And I was like, nah, we can't do that. Like, that's too simple.
It's just news of the writing room. There's discussion. How we pull emotion. But I will say, so it's usually the least likely script that will be made. Out of all the scripts that, like the St. Agatha, I did not think the movie about nuns and priests would be the script that was picked. So just be prepared for that as well. Sometimes you have to make this stuff that you really want to get out there. You have to do that stuff yourself. And then the other, but I mean, don't be afraid to put your stuff out there. Don't be, I mean, because there's always somebody watching. There's always an opportunity waiting. But are you prepared for it? That's the best thing I can say. I'm still trying to learn. 10 years doing this, I'm still hustling. Trying to figure out the system. But keep on creating, keep writing, and never doubt yourself. And if you do, just pick yourself up and keep going. And write from